Alright guys, so here's a big part of this build that was how do you want to say it?
In the ass. That's how I would
Was
say it.
not to me, but for Carlos, he went back and forth plenty of times. So the thing is he doesn't want a loud exhaust. This is obviously the stock exhaust here. You got the header off the new exhaust, and you got the HMF Swamp series with the quieter one, but it is also the Blackout edition. So he didn't want a loud one. He didn't want to open it up, and the cost of them too are just ridiculous. They're like $650, $750 each, but he got a killer deal on one somehow, and so that's what he ended up picking up. And I got him here on the phone with me right now, just to kind of explain, some more of his concerns, some of his thoughts, his process, and everything. But that way, he may be able to help you guys out to determine what you want and go from there. So, other than maybe what I said, what else do you got to add to that?
And after talking to Mr. Solitude over here, he didn't give me the most confidence in making me think that he can make my muffler idle underwater.
That's not it.
He goes, hey, I can't cut this. I'm a certified welder, but I think I better weld this muffler up. So I did what any sane person would do, and I went out and did it myself. I handled it myself, okay?
No, I don't know what this exhaust is made out of though, but cut and torch. We didn't have a plasma cutter, but it ended up being way more trouble than what it was. So my plan was to open it up at the tip of it, just a little bit, and then add a turn down to it. Not a big turn down, just like a slight 35 degree or so. Turn down just to open it up enough and open up the fins and clean it out. This thing is packed right now full of mud and everything. You can look into the fins, and every fin is blocked off probably almost halfway. So it either needed a lot of maintenance and a lot of work, or going the route he did.
Exactly, and luckily I found on one of the Facebook pages I'm on, someone posted a pretty damn good deal. It was like $330 for the exhaust and another $250 for the programmer.
Mm-hmm.
So went ahead and went that route. Solitude would have charged me that much just to mess with the other one, so I figured might as well get a new exhaust.
And with it too, the new exhaust here, this is the O2 delete, or the bypass. All it is the same plug with a few resistors plugged into there to make it think, I guess, that it's running optimal all the time, different resistances. So that's, I guess, a big problem with the O2s, is that they'll throw weird codes and just do weird things with your system. So already bypassing that is, to me, already worth it for all these upgrades.
Plus, it's going to give me an additional, what'd you say, like 37 horsepower?
Yeah, no, yeah.
No, 3.7.
Yeah, 3.7. But yeah, it's a great exhaust. Let me see if I can show you some of these.
It's a sexy is the word he's looking for. It's a sexy exhaust.
What is it? So here's a muffler. It's already pretty well, I guess it's about the same size. It doesn't have the little dowels to slide in, so it is going to be using bolts. But
yeah, it was a pretty killer deal. And it's a Blackout edition, so it's going to look even better.
It's going to hold up to it. It's not going to turn brown.
Well, I'm going to take that challenge.
Well, yeah, you got brown plastics now. It started out as black, but so
exactly.
If you look in there,
I can make it.
you can make it. You see that quiet core that goes down in there where you don't see any of the baffles, and then it goes to the little, I guess, dimpled section down in there, down to a baffle. So this thing is not a straight through muffler. It's going to give good back pressure, and really from right there, it looks like a big opening, but at the end there, you're not much bigger than what I was going to add to your stock exhaust anyway. So you're already pushing out good pressure there. That is not the ID all the way through.
And the other thing I was trying to avoid a snorkel exhaust. I personally don't like the looks of them. And also I wanted to make sure I can still go to like Colorado or something like that. So I don't want to have any issues with that stuff. So this one came with a spark arrestor instead of us having to mess with the other one.
Yeah, and this, in your bag of parts here, it does come with that spark arrestor right there. So all you do is just take off the end cap, throw in the spark arrestor, and you're good to go wherever you want to go. And then with
and this was the full exhaust, right? It wasn't just the slip-on.
Yep, you go from all the way from the header here, all the way back, or from the cylinder. There's your header, goes into that with one of the clamps in the bag there, and then simple.
Does it need any new freaking exhaust?
Well, that's what I got here, sitting here too. And that top end gasket kit that I was telling you all about for that Honda sells, it comes with a new OEM.
But did it come with it? So people might want to know if the exhaust came with one or not, and if you recommend replacing it.
Oh yeah, it's a crush washer. It starts out as like an O-ring, and then it crushes, but it's metal, so it crushes and it stays crushed. Anytime you take it off, you need to get a new one of them. But it does not come with the muffler. You got to get that separate.
Okay.
But most of them are a slip-on exhaust. And supposedly, I haven't even looked at this exhaust much. You can separate it right here to where you might be able to get a slip-on. I don't know if they even offer a slip-on. Did you happen to see one?
I didn't even look. I just looked on looked at that link and that was it.
Yeah, so.
Because I just looked at all the dollar bills I was saving.
It is. I mean, this whole system that he got here is still cheaper than most of just the slip-ons that I see. But since we're already in it, he doesn't have to worry about this junk. So we're gonna go ahead and get rid of that.
I appreciate if you don't scratch the stock exhaust, please.
That was your old one?
That's what I said, my stock exhaust.
I gotta go. And then as far as heat though goes, you could probably take off the heat shield. We're gonna try it without it first, just because it doesn't mention anything about needing it. So.
Wait. Hold on a second. Do what now?
Your new muffler.
Right. Oh, you're talking about the heat shield on the muffler.
Yeah, taking the old one off of your old one and putting on the new one. I don't even think any of the bins are the same. So.
I thought you were talking about the heat shielding on the plastics. I was like, wait a second.
No, that's what I'm holding in my hand now. So the HMF kit supplies this little piece that's going to go onto the rear fender, closest to where the header is going to come in contact. It's just a peel and stick. Put that on the fender, shape it to the closest part. So it's going to be, I mean, they're doing the R&D. They know what's up.
They better know it, or else they'll get a letter from my lawyer.
Yeah, I'm sure they'll read that.
Look here, I bought your exhaust for $300.
And then what he paired it up with too was the HMF programmer, of course. That is the whole kit there. Pretty simple. It basically just acts as your jet kit. Do what?
It's a pretty beastly kit.
Yeah, I mean it does exactly what you need to do. I mean I haven't really looked into it too much other than how to adjust it, but I'm sure it can do. It's gonna obviously act like your jets in a carburetor. It's gonna do your main, your pilot, your air fuel, everything. So it's a good little.
This is the best exhaust ever made.
HMF?
Just know that one in your hand that you're gonna be putting on. That's the best exhaust that's ever been made.
Ever been made? Okay.
Every weld on there is just absolutely perfect. Everything on the electronics for the fuel programmer, it's just been meticulously soldered and waterproofed.
I mean, they've got, I'm sure, minutes and minutes into the R&D on this thing. But I mean, and all this programmer does is it goes in line with your fuel injector.
Yeah.
So.
Yeah.
Just,
I knew that.
Yeah, just in line, and you got your power, positive and negative, and then that's it. He doesn't want to see this though, so I'm just going to program it to where it needs to do. I'm going to run it around, get it right for him, and then hide it. And then if he ever needs to, I mean, still can get to it.
Don't hide it where I can't find it though.
I was going to put it like into the cylinder head, like right below the valve cover.
I definitely never find it there.
So it's a great little system, but we're going to go ahead and start slapping this one on. So stay tuned for that. We'll get right back to it.
Slap it like a slap chop, man.
Slap chop. And we are going. There's your exhaust gasket that he was so worried about. You slide that in there. You just put it on in there.
It was just a question.
Take your header.
That I was worried about. Come on, man.
What about that gasket?
I just wanted to make sure, okay? You over there asking me about torque specs. I wasn't sure.
Well, I didn't have a computer handy, and I know that you were sitting behind a desk while I was out here working hard.
I was working hard. Not working hard now, though.
You're working hard for your viewers?
Yeah, see what I do for y'all? You ungrateful bastards. Kidding. You better not put that shit in there. Oh, damn it. Now you have something on me.
So what you want to do is first install the little spacers here. It's a bigger pain in the butt than usually because I got a light right in my face. And alright, so next what you want to do is in the kit they give you 2 of these and the bolt. Slide your bolt through that washer first, ×2. It really doesn't even need to be a how-to. And there is what I'm doing with the crankcase. Just taking it from there, looping it up a couple times, and then back down into the air box. I'm gonna tuck it back and away. And so that should take care of everything on the airbox side of it with the snorkel. Still using the snorkel that he had on there. I think an extreme snorkels kit or something, but I did block off the back side of it. All right, and next up is having to do with this exhaust. With the new exhaust, it doesn't have a heat shield on or anything. It's just the header. And this sucker is getting hot, which it should. I mean, it's the exhaust. So with the HMF kit, they send you this little thing. It's a little aluminum piece, and they say to put it on the fender closest to the exhaust. Well, that's right here. That's right there. There's splits everywhere. So this doesn't really do me any good unless I put it on the back side, like right there. Still don't know. So what I'm gonna do is I had some of this header pipe wrap left over. I'm gonna put it on there, throw in some water, wrap it away. I'm just gonna wrap it from like here to probably about there. Just take care of this whole section. That way it protects my hose right here, protects his legs, and on the closest part of the fender. And then what I'm gonna do on top of that is go through and put some more heat tape all along the inside of this and the inside of this area right here. All gonna be new heat tape. That's pretty much the best you're gonna do with this exhaust, but I don't know, people might not do anything and not have a problem, but it is already starting to melt right there when I was just test running it, and it was sitting on there, which doesn't matter, you can't see that anyways, but yeah, so that's what I'm gonna do, which you're gonna see it here in about a second. And there you have the after. Just went, like I said, from there, double wrapped it probably halfway, a little bit more than halfway, all the way around to up in there. So you got plenty of protection now. I'm gonna wrap the crankcase up a little bit, and then also did the back side of his floorboard there and inside his engine cover. Just enough wherever it hits, getting close. It doesn't get close to all this stuff. I mean, the exhaust is below this anyways. So that should take care of right along his header there. I also put that piece right there, because that's the only place that would fit really nicely. So now I can put it on the floorboard and start wrapping this thing up. Also, there's a little side piece of all the electrical for the winch running back.